This is not the man I met. He is egotistical. He disrespects me.
This entire marriage has been forced upon me.
When you don't have trust, when you don't have that foundation, the relationship is over before it starts.
I'm at my breaking point. He has a problem with spending.
You have champagne taste on a soda water budget.
Yes,
What's
honey,
going on?
come on, champagne taste. It's about the taste, not about the budget.
You can't trust him anymore. The man that I married would never have done that.
I'm not going to advise her to try to make this work because I think it's dangerous. I think it's gone beyond that. Here is today's case.
This couple is back in court. She says he's abandoned her multiple times and now suspects he's using her. He says he loves her and wants his family back. Is he still living in the past, or is it time to call it quits for good? That's today's case on Divorce Court.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, our virtual audience is filled with your superfans. Today's superfan of the day is Melissa from Bogota, New Jersey.
Hello, Melissa. Welcome to Divorce Court. As my special guest today, I'm sending you a signed copy of my book, Sis Don't Settle. Enjoy.
Your Honor, this is the case of Anderson versus Anderson.
Thank you, Juan. Miss Kayla Anderson,
Yes, Your Honor.
you have brought Mr. Antoine Anderson
Yes, Your Honor.
to divorce court today. I understand that the two of you are in a relationship now, but you have an interesting background. You were actually here before in divorce court. I know it's not something you like to hear, but welcome back. You were married, you got divorced, you got back together, you've been having some issues, and you're trying to decide if you should actually really reconcile, get remarried, or if it's really time to go your separate ways.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's been an interesting last several years for the two of you. I'll start with you, Miss Anderson. Why don't you give me some additional background and tell me what made you bring a case the second time around?
Well, Your Honor, I would like to reconcile with Antoine. You know, we've spent 10 years together, so that's just a lot of love that we have between us. And, you know, I just want to get my family back together. I felt like we were very young, and, you know, now that we're older, we can really make a relationship work and do what it takes to bring our family together, even though we've been through cheating and trust and financial issues, parenting issues, but I feel like, you know, we are meant to be together in a lot of ways. So, you know, I don't mind trying again for the last time.
What do you have to say about that, Mr. Anderson?
I agree. I'm here to let her know that I did my wrongs. I cheated. I left her with the bills, and I'm ready to show that I can be the father and husband that she always needed and wanted.
The last time the two of you were here, the judge gave you some advice, and she said, stay married, go and try to work it out. That didn't happen. You got divorced shortly after your appearance in divorce court. So did you try to make some things work, and tell me what happened?
Yes, so we did. We actually met up to kind of reconcile things and move forward. After that meeting, Antoine ghosted me. So that pretty much is what led me to file for the divorce. That was probably about 8 months after we left divorce court. So we left Los Angeles, moved back to Kentucky, but he just didn't work or support, or he wasn't there, he just left. So I didn't have a choice but to file for divorce.
Mr. Anderson?
Immature decisions. You know, I went to Lexington to be with my son, but she was living about, 50 miles away? And I had a female friend I was dealing with, and I didn't want her to come in contact with her, so I pretty much...
That's usually the case.
Yeah, you know, so I just...
So you just ghosted, never said a word, didn't communicate,
No,
didn't say goodbye,
no.
didn't wish her well.
I prayed for her.
So you sent up some prayers and said, I hope life works out well for you. Did you have a child together at the time? It's pretty significant. This is a woman you're married to. You have a child together at the time, and you just up and say, you know what, I think I just want to start a new life for myself 50 miles away.
I mean, if I didn't feel loved and I didn't feel, shouldn't you feel less of a man in certain situations, like...
Yeah, you said that the last time you were here.
So,
you said that the last time you were here.
I've
heard it all before.
I wasn't over it, you know?
But it's hard to say goodbye, but you find a way to handle that situation other than just ghosting and disappearing. So he disappeared. But the two of you did end up getting back in touch with each other because you have a child together.
Right.
So what happened?
So he's been on this cycle of coming back to me really when things don't work out wherever he went to. And I think he tells me he wants to work it out because that's a safe place, it's comfortable. You know, we have a child, so I'm very open to always working it out because I want my family like anybody else would. But, you know, he's always been financially irresponsible. And so we had a car, and the car was in his name. Well, 3 months later, they repoed the car because he never paid the car note. So that in turn put me in a financial, and put both of us in a financial strain because I couldn't get to work. We couldn't, you know, transport our child. So it was hard for us to live. And when he, you know, lost the car, then that, you know, messed up his credit. And so beyond that, you know, it was very hard for him to get back on his feet. And I'm having to take everything back because of that, so.
Okay, why'd you stop paying the notes on the car?
I never started. I was young. I didn't understand bills, really. I was,
You never started?
No, I didn't pay a...
Well, you say you were young and you didn't understand
So,
how bills
I
work.
used
Sir,
my-
you were 24 years old. You weren't 12.
But so I used my...
You know they didn't give you the car to say, Mr. Anderson, we just like you so much, we're gonna give you this car. Don't worry about paying us a dime. Did they tell you that?
No.
Okay. So you knew there was some kind of payment due on the car, right?
I always depended on her, so I just, you know...
I always paid the bills, Your Honor.
Okay.
So he would, if he brung home money, I would pay the bills because I knew that the money would go to the bills. He will come back to me when he's homeless. So I'm a fallback plan for him, and I'm not a fallback plan. And that's continually this cycle because he knows that my door is open because I'm always open. My heart is open to him.
I don't go back to her, like, to be in a relationship. It's just I want to be in the street.
The car note didn't get paid. You were unaware by the time you found out it was too late. So that happened, and that put you in a financial situation. What happened with the car accident?
When he had moved back in a couple years ago, he had a job and he had money. So he used his money for a down payment for a car, but this time the car went in my name because he couldn't get a car in his name. So within a year, he wrecked that car. He totaled it. After he totaled it and things, I had to pay it off to get it off my credit. And he knew about paying it off, but he didn't help me. He just left after that and went to another woman's house, so.
Why didn't you pay that bill? You were a little bit older, a little bit wiser.
So after I got in an accident, we never discussed on when the bill's being paid. I just came back and she said, oh, the car's paid off. No communication. So if you didn't communicate to me that you was going to pay it, how am I supposed to know when you pay it?
That's a lie, Your Honor.
Okay.
That's a lie. We talked about it because we had to go get another car. And in the midst of getting this other car, he said, I feel bad, you should get yourself a car. And in the midst of that, he knew that the other car would have to been paid off. But he just decided, well, you got it, I'm not gonna worry about it, you'll figure it out. And he still didn't send me any money or help me with that.
You're saying he left again to be with another woman?
Yes.
What happened with that relationship?
Well, me and Kayla wasn't together. We were just co-parenting, so
Right.
I left, and the relationship went bad, and I came back
What
to
went
her.
bad?
It went bad. The relationship with her
Oh,
went bad.
okay.
So I came back to Kayla because she had an extra bedroom. I didn't want to be homeless, so I went back.
Okay, so you had fell on some hard times during
Yes.
that time
Yes,
period.
ma'am.
Okay. What do you say happened? Because you said not only has the financial, it's been a financial strain for the two of you, but you said that relationship-wise, it's been a revolving door.
Yes, because as he just said, he will come back to me when he's homeless. So I'm a fallback plan for him, and I'm not a fallback plan. And that's continually this cycle because he knows that my door is open because I'm always open. My heart is open to him. Me, I've always honestly wanted to work on our relationship, get past the cheating. We're older now. We shouldn't be doing these things. We should be responsible now, paying bills, have a job, keep a job. But that hasn't been the case.
Not ever in the last, I mean, let's talk about the last 3 years. You're saying that hasn't happened in the last 3 years?
No.
Since the two of you have reconciled?
No.
What's going on, Mr. Anderson?
So for a start, I don't go back to her like to be in a relationship. It's just I didn't want to be in the street. It's not like I was trying to say, oh, be with me. I had nowhere to go. Be with me. No, I just wanted to be in the household, and then that's how it happened.
Mr. Anderson, I guess I just don't understand why at this point in your life, sir, you're not more stable than what you are.
Exactly. I agree, Your Honor. He doesn't think he should work, Your Honor. He thinks he's going to find women to live off of, and I'm one of them.
I was looking for a relationship. I was looking for just a place to stay until I got on my feet. And she bring the relationship into it. I never go in there and say, oh, I want you back. Never.
Okay. So
But
you're
why
saying
would I
she's
allow-
confusing you just wanting to get back on your feet with
Like,
romance.
Yes.
But
And
why
wanting
would
the
I allow
marriage
him
back.
to just come in and do that? That's crazy. If
So-
you can do that, you can do that where you're at, Your Honor. There's been multiple jobs, temp jobs that he so-called had and never got paid from. So it's very hard for me to believe that he's changed when the money's still not coming in the house. And the money is the number one deciding factor right now. If you can't financially provide, I really don't need you for anything else.
If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Miss the show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content. You're 31 years old. Why haven't you been able to consistently stay on your feet? What's going on? You don't know?
I really don't. I can't.
He doesn't know, Your Honor.
Do you want to reconcile your relationship with Miss Anderson?
I mean, at this point, yes. But so before, my dad passed in 2018, okay? Before that, he was...
I'm sorry to hear that.
He was like my provider. I depended on him for everything. And so when he passed away, I had my first manager job, and I was on my own for the first time, actually. So I was depending on my dad for everything. And that's the truth.
He's spoiled.
I was spoiled, yes. And you helped with that too, though.
And I did help him because I enabled that because I felt like as a woman, you're gonna do your half to provide for the family.
Okay, well, it's time for you to now start making some different decisions with your life. This is what we call growth.
Right. And
When we know better, we do better, and it's what we call maturity. Because it's time now.
it's been time.
Because what happened, you said that you went to Lexington this year and something happened.
I was living with her, but we kept arguing, getting into it. So I went to Lexington for the weekend to just have a getaway, and I wound up with nowhere to go. I was in the cold. It was about, 2 degrees, hypothermia, lost the feeling in my toe, lost the feeling in my fingertips, and doctor said I should have froze to death.
And as a result of that happening, what are you saying? You had some kind of epiphany?
No, Your Honor.
I've been down to nothing. So I know what it's like to have nothing, and I know what I've done wrong in the past. So I'm ready to step up to the plate.
But that was 6 months ago, so.
So how did you come back from that? From death's door, how did you come back? What happened?
A friend told me I can live with them for a little bit. I was supposed to go back to the house, and she said no. Now I'm here.
What's different for you this time around that will show Miss Anderson that you're a different person this time around?
Because I was a lot selfish back then.
He's still
Financially, with my
selfish.
time.
But I'm just trying to say, what has happened? Do you have a stable home now? Are you working? Are you
No.
on your own 2 feet?
No, well,
None of those
so
things?
I
ma'am.
just got my ID and my birth certificate to get a job. Before then, I've been doing odd jobs. Whatever, any money I do make, if it's $60, she gets it. Versus in the past, if it's $60, she getting 20 of it. So it's like,
Your Honor,
And you got married and divorced in the time frame that the two of you have been apart? You got married to somebody else and divorced again?
Yeah.
I don't understand, Miss Anderson, why your door to this relationship
It's not.
has remained open.
Because I believe in the potential, I believe in the change that he says that he makes. And I would like to see it. If someone says that they change, it should show immediately, you know, when they step to your door.
You can't see it when all you
And
do is
he
think
really
about
has
that.
never changed. I mean, there's been multiple jobs, temp jobs that he so-called had and never got paid from. So it's very hard for me to believe that he's changed when the money's still not coming in the house. And the money is the number one deciding factor right now. If you can't financially provide, I really don't need you for anything else. And it's more apparent to me now more than ever how he hasn't changed. But I put on blinders sometimes when it comes to him because I believe in who he was at 20 and who he said he wanted to be. And here we are 10 years later and there's no change.
So you have a child together, and that's why this door has continued to remain open according to you.
Yes.
The best thing you can do for your child, what matters more to them more than anything else, is it's not your relationship status.
Right, exactly.
It's how you show up in their lives as a good human being.
Exactly.
This entire revolving door that's been going on the last 10 years, it's time for you to close that door.
It is.
He said he prayed for you. I say go with God.
Yeah.
There's nothing about that
And I
I've
told her we
heard
should
in
just
this case
co-parent.
today. Excuse me?
I told her we should work on just co-parenting.
But he doesn't need to live with me for that, Your Honor. And
Yeah,
that's the part that he doesn't understand is when I try to put him out, he'll say, I have nowhere to go. And I'm like, that's not my problem.
That doesn't fall under the umbrella of co-parenting.
Exactly.
Unless you have two children.
Exactly.
But that is not
that's
the
what
case.
he's trying to say is, well, we're trying to figure out co-parenting. I only want him around if he's trying to be in a relationship with me. If he doesn't want to be in a relationship, he needs to figure out where else to be. And we need to co-parent from a distance. Because it's not fair to me to have him in my house and then I can't move on with my life because he wants to be around, because he didn't get himself together. It's not fair.
The two of you are in no way ready to reconcile this marriage at all. You have to actually get yourself established, grounded, be on your own 2 feet before you ever cross anybody else's door, sir, in order for you to step up and be the independent human being that you need to be a contributing partner in a relationship. Show that you can take care of yourself on your own so that you can add happiness to somebody else's life instead of adding yourself as a dependent in someone else's life. Miss Anderson, years ago, when he ghosted you, I know rejection, it hurts. But sometimes it's simply God's way of redirecting your life. But somehow you've been finding the way back into this one. When the door closes, there's a reason for it. Let it be closed and go on with your life. You don't need to have a second dependent. You need a partner.
I agree.
In your life. You want somebody who's on your team and you're not constantly trying to pull up the weak link on the team.
That's what I'm realizing now. That's the point that I'm at right
You
now.
tried to make it work.
Yes.
But remember what I told you about what's most important for your child. They don't care about your relationship status. They care more about your love and the fact that you're there for them. That's what's most important. And that you're happy. I wish the two of you well. Good luck.
I definitely will be making a choice based off of the advice that the judge gave to probably close the door on the relationship. I think I've gave it enough time and I'm just ready to be done.
I just have to step up and be a man, take care of myself.
Yes, we're gonna be co-parenting from here on out and he's just gonna have to come see our son whenever he has the time or chance.
I'm cool with it. As long as my son is safe and sound and I'm in his life, that's all that matters.